Hey Breakers, welcome to the inaugural edition of Breakanomics here at Last Few Cards. New blog up, and I've done one review so far, and I just released last night my first Breakanomics. This is the economics of the break, and since we're all interested on what we're pulling out of boxes, maybe some of us more than others, hopefully this will help you figure out the value that's coming out of some of these sets. So my first one was kind of a sample. It was a little bit older of a product. Not so old. I mean, it's this year, but it's been out for a little bit. But I got my hands on some 22-23 Upper Deck Artifacts Hockey Retail, and I wanted to break it and figure out what's coming out of it. That's what I'm going to do with everything going forward here. Everything that I break, I'm going to figure out what's coming out of it and what the value is. So I'll give you a quick rundown of what's on the blog. That's at reviews.lastfew.cards. You can check out all the reviews, and maybe by the time that you see this video, I'll have even more reviews and more Breakanomics breakouts there. So I broke 6 boxes of this retail. Boxes were $74.95 a piece at Blowout. Right after I bought them, they went down to $64.95 though. These boxes have 24 packs per box. They're supposed to have 5 cards per pack, although I had one that had 6 and one that had 4. So out of those 6 boxes, I pulled 14 hits. 120 cards per box. They say 2 of them are generally hits. I got 14 total out of the 6 boxes. And this is where things go really downhill with this retail product. The highest value card to come out of any of those boxes was $14. There were actually 2 of them. I'll show you them here in a moment. But $14 for 2 of those cards, and that was it. The low hit value, so a hit being defined as any parallel, numbered card, signature, memorabilia, whatever, $2. So there were quote-unquote hits out of these $75 boxes that were worth $2. There were base cards in this box, in this set, that was worth more than some of those hits. The average hit value to come out of this, out of the 14 of them, $5.70. Now, quick note on the valuation of all of this. I use a number of online pricing guides and also things like eBay and any other sales platform that I can troll around on. And this is a general average of those prices. If you took it all together, the percentage of packs that have hits coming out of that box, about 10%. So looking at a 24 pack box, the box advertises 2 per box. On average, you get a little more than 2. So if you buy a bunch of boxes, you'll probably get more than 2 per box in some of those. Now, this cost of hit acquisition, if I took all of the money I spent on this and looked at just the hits, $32 per hit is what it costs to get those 14 hits. Not a single one of them is even worth near that. However, if we put all the base in there as well, and we add all the valuations of 40 cents here, 70 cents there, $1.50 there, $102.90 is the average box value. The average pack value comes out to $4.29. This is really low. Most hobby stores are selling this retail pack for $5, $6, $7, $8 even. And so to pull out only $4 on average for those packs, not so great. If you take everything in that box into account, though, all of the base cards, and I used a middle average for each of those cards, you get about a 35.5% ROI. So 35.5% more is what's coming out of that box than what you spend on it. That sounds great. It's not great, especially because you'll never sell all of that base. I'm also going to keep track of all this actual sales. Everything I pull from any of these breaks is going to be for sale. $10 in sales so far. 2 cards, $5 each. Some detailed metrics. The most valuable box, $114.15. The lowest, $95.70. The highest pack out of any of the packs, 144 packs. The most valuable pack out of all 6 boxes, $17.20. That's it. Low pack, $1.70. You're paying $8 a pack. That's not great. Not great metrics. Now, of course, these were just a sample of 6 boxes. There are plenty of people out of there pulling some bangers out of them, and you're going to have $1,000 cards in something. But this is just the 6 boxes that I've broken so far. There's the 2 cards that were worth 14 each. There's a Cousins autograph and then a rookie redemption from Nashville. The lowest card in the entire break, 40 cents. Dozens and dozens of those worth only 40 cents. I'm going to come back to the interesting stats here in a second. One thing that I'm really interested in, the metrics, the nerdy math side of it, is figuring out how the manufacturers distributing all these cards among the packs and boxes and cases. So opening 6 random boxes, presumably from the same case, this is what I came out with. It's a pretty even distribution. In fact, you're pretty much guaranteed, of course not super guaranteed, but pretty much guaranteed to pull out an entire 100 card base set out of a single retail box. That's the real value in retail. If you are a set collector, you're never going to pull that out of a hobby box. But is it really worth your while to buy an entire box just to get this? Yeah, maybe, maybe not. You could probably get it a lot cheaper at your local hobby store and just grabbing up all of their base that they're pulling. But of all these cards, 100 different cards in that limited base set, most of the cards, 6, 7, 8 cards apiece. So down here at the bottom, you will see very detailed every single card I've pulled out of every single pack. The packs are numbered in the order in which I broke them, but they're listed out here in the order of how they are in the box. So left 1, so that's the left side of the box, pack 1, the one at the top, and so on. So you can see where the hits came from and how much they were about valued. So every single box, super lots of detail there. Now, taking all of this into account, you start looking at the same cards over and over again, and you'll notice some patterns in here. So just some interesting statistics to finish this up. If you have a pack with Petri, you have a 71.4% chance that Morrissey's in that same pack. 5 of my 7 packs that had Petri had Morrissey. Just interesting fact, probably doesn't mean a whole lot, but the cards seem to be grouped together sometimes. Same kind of stat, if you have Hall, 62.5% that Marner's in the same pack. Percentage of hits in packs on the left side of the box. This is a big one because if you're going to your hobby store and you're picking up a pack of retail, you have a more than 50-50 chance, in fact, 57.1% chance that you'll hit a hit on the left side instead of the right side. So of all the hits that came out, 57.1% of them were on the left side. Likelihood that the cards from a certain pack together will be worth more than $5, only 19.4%. That means that over 80% of packs out there are valued less than $5. That's not great, again, when you're spending that much money on those packs and boxes. Likelihood that the cards will be less than $10, so all of the cards together valued less than $10, there's only 2.1% chance that you'll get it where it's more than $10. 3 out of my 144 packs were valued at more than $10. That's terrible considering you're spending almost $10 a pack. And then finally, chance that a box has a hit that is on the 11th pack from the top, either the right or the left, 50%. So 50% of my boxes, 3 out of 6, 1 or more of the hits was the 11th pack down. So just some interesting stats. If there's any stats that I missed, things that you want me to cover in future editions of Breakanomics, post it in the comments and let me know. One last piece for this. Again, this is one half of the review, so I do a regular review of everything. How I like the card, what its design is like. With this particular set, there were some issues with the stamping that I talk about here. So check out the regular review for it. And for every set, I'll have both the review and the Breakanomics. And everything that I break will be in my store. Not a whole lot in here right now, but I'll be adding hundreds, thousands of cards here over the next few weeks. So check that out as well. Good luck on your breaks, and I hope to see you again soon.